Dum 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 dum. Bwah, 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 da-da. Hello everyone, welcome back to Phoenix Landing Studio, and today we're going to have a very special episode today. The band, the Coffee Can Thunder Band, lent me their kit, and we're going to record it today in the studio. And it's a homemade kit, made out of coffee cans, believe it or not. And we have a cheese ball can for the bass drum, and a cookie can for the cymbals. And this thing rocks. Well, kind of. No, seriously, what we're going to do today is we're going to record this homemade drum kit, let you listen to the original signal, that the sound that comes from it, and then we're going to send it through the computer, through all the effects, and see if we can get it to sound killer, like the Lord of Thunder's kit on a good day. So, if you're interested, stick around and enjoy. Now, what I should mention, I'll take you on a tour of the kit. I've got it propped up here on a piano stool. It's on its own riser, so very special. Now, here we go. We have a little obsession of mine is collecting coffee cans and things that go bang, or noise makers as my wife calls them. And just to be, because I'm interested in sound. And so I put together this little kit, and good old duct tape as well. You can't go wrong with duct tape. You just cannot. Every studio must have at least 3 rolls of duct tape. Original drumsticks, okay. I'm not going to skimp out on that bit. But let's do this from left to right. You've got your snare drum. Then you've got your 3 toms. Underneath the toms, you've got your bass drum. To the right there, the Hawaiian Punch floor tom. And then stacked up on those 3 cans of Maxwell House coffee, we've got our cymbal with Father Christmas on it. Okay, so without further ado, let's rock. Now, the other thing I should mention just before we rock is that I've mic'd this thing up with a pair of M5 Rode microphones, and I've put the trusty SM57 in front of the bass drum, and I've got the SE condenser mic there, going to capture the sound of the toms, and we will use the overhead mics to get the snare and the cymbal, and just pray for everything else. The reason being we're short on mics is because I don't record drums at Phoenix Landing Studio, as mentioned before. So we're just having to do a little bit of improvisation here, and hopefully we'll get this thing sounding killer. All right, now let's rock. It took me all morning to duct tape a bunch of coffee cans together and mic it up. What am I doing? I must have lost my ever-loving mind. You know, there's been something I've always wanted to do ever since I was a little boy watching The Muppet Show. You know, it's coming. Here it is. Panama. Thank you. All right, welcome back to the control room, and as you can tell from the footage you've just seen, I'm not going to make it as a drummer any day soon. However, I am going to now apply some Phoenix Landing studio magic to that example, and we'll see how it sounds. This may take a while. Okay, I'm back, and I've applied about half an hour's worth of magic to this drum example, and yeah, I'm no drummer. So what have I come up with? Well, I could have spent hours and hours and hours on this, but I just couldn't be bothered. So about half an hour-ish of work on this. So here is the raw, and I mean that literally, raw sound that we got out of the drum kit. I'll play that right now. Just dripping talent right there. That's just pure talent. Now, here's the serious bit. I'm now going to apply all of what I've done to the tracks. Compression, reverb, widen the stereo field, a drum bus with a drum channel strip. I mean, I literally could have gone on all night on this, but I've done some other stuff as well. But at the end of the day, this does actually raise a few points when it comes to studio work. When people criticize artists, and I've done it myself in the past, when you see artists and you say to yourself, you know, he or she, they really can't sing, they really can't perform well. So what I've found out is that when an artist goes into a studio, there must be a strip, a spark of talent somewhere that the studio has to find and sort of enhance. And it's quite evident with my drumming. I'm no drummer, I'm no John Bonham, but I can get those drums to sound okay, but you're never going to get them to sound like John Bonham, basically. So now with singers, it's different. I mean, a person doesn't have to be able to sing. I mean, you can just throw auto-tune on it and it'll be okay. But it'll just be okay. It's not going to be Whitney Houston. So there's only so much a studio can do. So there has to be a strip or a spark of talent in said artist. So, without further ado, the final finale of this drum beat, and I'm just making sure everything's on. Yep. And here we go. So, have a listen to this. Okay, that's enough. So basically, that's what I got out of that. It's been fun. I mean, this was fun, and I wanted to just raise a point on. You can take a terrible sauce and make it good, but you'll never make it brilliant. So the sauce or the talent that's coming into the studio has to be really good in order to get some magic going in the studio. So that may, people may disagree, but at the end of the day, there's only time is money, and you can only spend so much time trying to fix other people's mistakes. So, say the EQ was going crazy on this. I had to EQ everything. So I made the bass drum and the cymbal try and pop out a little bit. But like I say, I could spend hours on this. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next session. See ya.